Hey, what's up guys? If you are looking for more information regarding post-op rehab after an ACL reconstruction surgery, or if you're considering getting an ACL surgery, you've come to the right place, because in today's video, we're going to go over everything that you need to know in that first stage of ACL rehab, which is from 0 to 2 weeks. If we haven't met yet, my name is Jin. I'm a second-year student physical therapist. Be sure to check out my channel if you are interested in physical therapy and DPT school related contents. All right, so with this video, I want to get straight to the point. So if you have any questions regarding what you can do before the surgery to set yourself up for success, or how the ACL ruptures in the first place, or what your ACL actually goes through during the surgery, let me know in the comments down below and I'll be happy to answer them. So everything that you need to know from the moment your rehab begins, which is the day of the surgery, up to 2 weeks, can be categorized into these 3 categories: the basics, your range of motion, and strengthening. So let's tackle the basics first. It will be extremely common for you to experience pain and swelling at the leg after the surgery for the first couple of days. So we'll talk about the pain first. It's very likely that you'll be prescribed strong medication, strong pain meds like Percocet or Vicodin. So number one, it's extremely important for you to take them as directed. And number two, it's important for you to be aware of the side effects it might have on you, like slowed breathing, nausea, vomiting, and drowsiness. And as for the swelling, it's important to keep your leg elevated and apply ice whenever you can to help decrease swelling around your knee. Whenever you plan on sitting for a long period of time, it's not a good idea to have your legs hang down towards the ground and not keep them elevated, because gravity is going to pull everything down, and we don't want everything to pull down there, and that's not going to help with improving swelling. And with weight bearing status, it's common for patients to be discharged with crutches after an ACL surgery. And with crutches, if you haven't used them before, you want to go crutch, and then you want to step with the bad leg. Let's say I got the ACL surgery on my right knee, then I would go crutch, and then I would go right, and then follow up with my left leg. As for going up and down the stairs, an important thing to remember is up with the good, down with the bad. That's because of how much weight you're putting on each leg. And so when you're going up the stairs, it's important to keep in mind you want to go up with the good leg first. And when you're going down the stairs, you go with the bad leg first. And it's very likely that you'll be discharged as weight bearing as tolerated, which means that you can put weight on that foot if it doesn't hurt. So it's not the end of the world if you end up putting some weight on the injured side. And in addition to crutches, you'll have knee mobilizers with you. These are just knee braces that locks your knee in a certain position, and you can't take them off when you sleep. You should have them on during the day, but only when you're in PT and doing exercises, that's when you can take them off. You need to have these braces on until you can demonstrate good quad control, which is your knee extensor, and some safe gait patterns regarding how you walk. And you'll have the bandages and dressing around your knee, so don't be startled if you start seeing blood come out of there. We want to get that blood and fluid out of there and drain it out as much as we can, because that's going to help decrease the swelling quicker. But keep in mind, if you are the one changing the dressing, you want to keep it sanitary as possible. So the last part about addressing the basics is about your mental health. You're going through a lot of change, not just your body, but your brain as well. And if you are someone that has productivity guilt, the first couple of days is going to be all about you just resting and letting your body heal. So just make sure that you have good support system around you and plan ahead so you don't go crazy. All right, so now we can talk about the second category regarding ACL rehab, and that's range of motion. Like I said earlier, your knee is going to be mobilized in a certain position. It's going to be locked with that knee brace on. So it's extremely important to work our range of motion by the end of the first stage, which is around 2 weeks. We want to be able to maintain a full knee extension and try to get to 100 to 120 degrees of knee flexion. So now the question is, how do we get there? There are a couple exercises that we can do with improving range of motion, both passively, actively, and with active assistance. So let's start with passive range of motion exercises. One simple exercise that we can do is passive knee extension, and that's just placing a towel underneath your calf so you can raise the heel and bring your patella, your kneecap, closer to the ground. And that's just gravity doing the work to put your knee into extension passively. If you find this exercise too boring, or if you don't like laying on your back for some reason, you can also try the prone leg hang, and what you're doing here is you're just laying on your belly and letting your leg hang kind of outside the bed, again letting the gravity do the work. In terms of improving knee flexion, we can do heel slides. You're going to be on your back, or you can be sitting propped up on your elbow. And the whole point of this exercise is to bring your heel towards your butt, so you are improving and flexing your knee as much as you can. And if you don't feel like doing this exercise and you're feeling lazy for a day, you can do it passively by placing your heel on the wall and letting the heel kind of slide down towards the floor, and that's going to help with improving knee flexion as well. And of course, there's active assisted range of motion exercises you can do as well, and you do this by sitting on the edge of the bed and using your good leg to bring your bad leg towards flexion as much as you can. All right, so those are some of the range of motion exercises that you want to consider, and now we'll go on to strengthening. So with strengthening, it's very important to work your quads to prevent quad shutdown and work on quad strength. They're a very functional muscle group that is pivotal in walking, going up and down stairs, and if you're an athlete, it's very important in you cutting, agility skills, change of directions. So quads are very important. Make sure you work out your quads after ACL. So quad set would be a good place to start. We can do this by lying down, squeezing your thigh muscle so that you can bring your kneecap closer to the ground. And if you don't think this is challenging enough, we can always advance this exercise by placing a towel roll underneath our calf. And so we can, get more into terminal knee extension, or by holding this position for 3 seconds after you squeeze your thigh muscle. And if you don't feel comfortable doing any of these exercises in standing, we can always do them lying down as well. Some basic exercises that you can do is ankle pumps to just get the blood flowing and as a warm-up. And we also can't forget about the hips, so doing straight leg raises, and also squeezing the thigh to work out your quads while you're doing that is going to be good. So these are some guidelines and suggestions for you if you are in that first stage of ACL rehab, 0 to 2 weeks. Let me know what you guys think about this rehab plan. If you have any questions or comments, any of that, leave it in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to talk to you guys. Thanks.